Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Peter Neubauer. I'm the CEO of VIPASO, which stands for Vienna Payment Solution. I'm based in Vienna, Austria, and I would like to take this opportunity and show our mobile payment solution to you, and also discuss with you how we can support a better customer journey. For doing this, let me briefly share my screen with you to support my presentation with some slides. And also, I'd like to go full screen so everyone can see them easily. The title of my presentation is How to Provide a Better Customer Journey with Mobile Payments. And as a matter of fact, we're talking about a product solution that is called Horizon. And it is a state-of-the-art payment solution, usable anywhere in the world. It's independent from mobile payment schemes or other payment schemes for mobile operators or other existing financial rails. And I will deep dive a little more later into this and explain to you how the system works and also what it can be used for. As a matter of fact, basically, we're talking about a solution that is only software-based and is using two applications, one for the consumer and one for the merchant, to do a complete mobile payment transaction, just by waving the mobile phones at each other and tapping OK. It's as simple as that. No additional hardware, no additional infrastructure needed. And this is what I would like to explain to you and guide you through. But before I start doing that, let me just touch base where we are in terms of C2B payments and card payments. So as you are certainly aware of, the card payments have a long development behind them. It started maybe in the 60s and 70s when we still did some physical transactions, even with cards, because they were just paper slips produced. And then there was the invention and introduction of the ATMs and mobile terminals, the chip cards came across, and also very recently, in the past 10 years or so, contactless payments really were a big success. But now, and this is what I am showing here on the far right of the screen, now we are about to completely digitalize the payment process. And this is what Horizon and what VIPASO is all about. We believe that payment in the future shall be seamless, ubiquitous, and very easy and convenient. And this I would like to demonstrate to you. But there's one more thing that I have to say, that the pandemic of the past 2 years has really changed the world. And there are some developments which are certainly here to stay. First of all, we have a common practice established, that's the social distancing. So even large retail chains and shops, they're asking their customers to pay with contactless payment, not to use physical money anymore, for sanitary precautions and to protect the employees and the people involved in a transaction. We also see, and you're certainly a witness of that, we have a complete change of behavior of people. So we have this strong boom and development in takeout, takeaway, and delivery services. And this is combined with the surging online commerce. Every business is concerned of that. Every business has to deal with these circumstances and has to prepare for that. But however, we still believe that there are even some advantages in this situation that you can build business upon. And that's the revival of the shopping experience, because the less people go to the shop, the more important is the interaction with the customer, the more it is important that the customer interaction, the customer journey is convenient and the customer shall be engaged. And this, we believe, is really imperative. And I'd like to explain to you how we can support this with our mobile payment solution, Horizon. Let's talk about the solution.
Welcome to Horizon, the independent mobile payment solution. Let's have a look into how the system works, and especially how the payment session management is being established. You and your friends are hungry, so you order a pizza. The food is brought to your doorstep by the delivery service. What is needed are 2 smartphones or any other smart device, which are Bluetooth enabled. For every one of these devices, there are two different apps available, one for the consumer and one for the merchant, and they will communicate frictionlessly with each other. The proximity of these two devices to each other is ensured by a managed parameter. This is done by using Bluetooth technology, and so a non-invasive connection setup is established. Now we're ready for triggering the transaction, which is done by the friendly guy from the delivery service by typing in the amount due. This amount will quickly be seen on the display in the consumer's app for confirmation. So let's see how this works. The Horizon backend technology is making sure that a safe and correct payment transaction will be started. This is done by checking various components and aspects, such as the involved devices, the amount conformity, the eligibility of the users, and other to make this magic happen. All communication between the Horizon backend and the involved devices is taking place on an encrypted basis. No transaction data is ever stored on any device or exchanged directly by the smartphones involved. Now we're ready to start the payments flow. The PSP, short for Payment Service Provider, is triggering the transaction in the established payment rails, such as the card schemes in our example. The acquiring company of the merchant with their technical processor involved will send the transaction data to the payment schemes and will ask for authorization by the consumer's bank, which is called the issuing company, and their technical processor. After the authorization of the issuer, the message flow will go back the same rails to the PSP, which will send a token to the Horizon backend system and therefore confirms the completeness of the payment transaction. After that confirmation, the apps synchronize via Bluetooth connection. All done.
So, as you've seen, we are using Bluetooth technology to make a transaction happen. And this is different from other solutions because we believe that Bluetooth is a very, very convenient and secure method and technology to establishing a connection between two mobile phones. And especially we are using Bluetooth here to avoid using any other physical component like an NFC chip or whatever you may have needed in the past to do a mobile payment transaction. Let's see again, what is the composition of our solution? So first of all, we have this app and this solution for the merchant side. So the merchant can ask for the money and asking the shop assistant or the shop clerk to ask for the money with the consumer. So we have the consumer on the other side with another app. Both apps, by the way, can be easily downloaded from the App Store, and I will explain a little more about this later, but also can be provided from us as an SDK, which means it can be combined with any other mobile solution and implemented into it and just be a one function of that. But it can also work standalone. And then thirdly, we have this component which we call the Horizon backend. And that is the central technology, which is making sure that a safe, correct, and eligible transaction takes place because we are using cryptography, we're using tokenization, and we're using all the standard technology and rules applied to a payment transaction to make it safe and secure, also in an international context. This is the solution that we are marketing. Also, what is very important to understand is we have implemented the solution now and we have gone live with implemented bank cards, the bank card rails that you've seen in the video. But it is important to understand that bank cards are not the favorite payment method in many markets. So what we've done also is to introduce in our backend a software layer that is making possible that any other payment method can be used. Any other payment rail or payment logic can be applied. So it could be also going via a bank or a national switch. It could be using a mobile operator and many more ways. So we are very flexible. And as we say, we are payment method agnostic. Our solution is a solution to provide technology to make mobile payment transactions possible. Let's now for a second discuss how Horizon is different from other solutions that you may see in the marketplace. So like I said before, first of all, we are using Bluetooth. And the beauty of Bluetooth is not only that it is very convenient and very non-invasive, so to say, but also the installed basis of devices that can process Bluetooth programs is very, very big, much bigger than the install base for NFC devices. So it makes us very flexible. And that's also the reason why we believe it can be used in many, many geographies in the world. Second, and to reiterate that, we are payment method and payment rail agnostic. So Horizon is working with credit cards like a standard debit or credit card, bank accounts with mobile network operators, bank-to-bank transfer, direct debit, whatever. So it's just important to understand that we need to know, or your customers need to know, which payment method they want to use, which payment credential shall be used, and this is the way to go then. Very important, and also something that I already mentioned, our solution will be offered to you white label. That means, although we have a product name, which is Horizon for the solution, we will not market Horizon. We will not even market our solution to end customers. No, we are providing this technology to partners, to license holders that are using the system for their purposes under their umbrella, under their brand. That's very important. We consider ourselves being not a payment scheme or a payment company. We are considering ourselves a technology company that is providing a state-of-the-art solution to the market. Also, what I have to say is our business model is not based on taking any charges on transactions or taking cuts of existing fees or doing markups on transactions. So we are not charging for transactions. We are only charging for the license holder a flat fee per year, and that's it. And the flat fee corresponds with the number of devices in the system, because this is the main trigger for our scale and the infrastructure that we need to provide. But other than that, there are no running fees and no running cost. Very important, we are not a data gatherer. We are not after the data of your consumers or your customers or the transactions or even of your business. Your data is yours. We are just using and keeping the data that we need to make a transaction happening. And as I said before, we are using, for the authorization, we are using tokenization and cryptography, which means that in the system itself, especially on the two mobile phones that you've seen in the transaction, there is no data stored. It's all stored in the background in a safe environment. This is very important. This is a very important part of our concept. So let's, for a minute, discuss how we are supporting the customer journey, or in a wider context, how can mobile payment be supporting the customer journey and what flexibility does it offer? So first of all, as I said before, in the shop itself, except it is a large grocery shop, for instance, then of course you may have checkout lanes, but even these checkout lanes could use our solution. The cashier in this checkout lane could also be doing a transaction together with a consumer based on Horizon. But as a matter of fact, our solution is especially usable for smaller shops where you have shop assistants. And the beauty of the solution is that anyone in the shop can ask for the money, and anyone in the shop can ask the customer to pay, because it's a mobile solution. So you can freely interact with the customer, and that is supporting a new customer experience. Also very important is that our solution is made for supporting customer journeys in big shopping malls. So for instance, if you have a shopping mall, if you are running a shopping center, you may want your customers to come back frequently. You may want your customers to stick with your offerings and to stick with the shops that are tenants of your shopping mall. So you may support the customer journey also with some CRM or loyalty function. You may offer them parking or bonus points if they come back and visit again. And for this purpose, we believe our solution could be a great addition and a great complementation. Why? Because our solution can be also implemented into your app if it's existing as the payment functionality. Of course, it would also need to be implemented, and that can be done easily on the merchant side, but it makes possible an end-to-end solution for your customers and supporting your customer journey offering to your customers. Also, what Horizon is perfect for is small businesses, marketplaces, and especially, as you can see here on this picture, for delivery services. So if you are even a grocery chain and you are offering home delivery, payment is maybe difficult, especially if it's about cash payment. Cash payment is not very secure. And this could be easily combined. Delivery services could easily be combined with our mobile payment solution. And it is only afforded that the consumers would use their app, and also the guy who is delivering the food or whatever it is would also need the app, and they do a transaction instantly with each other, and then everything is done. We have some additional features to support the customer journey. So like I said before, especially in the case of a shopping center, you may have your loyalty and your CRM functions, but also we are providing within the system a loyalty function that is especially geared at small businesses, that they can provide to their customers some perks, bonuses, offerings to make the customers come back. We believe this is a very powerful and convenient tool to be used to support the mobile payment journey. Also, what we're working on is an offline payment mode, and that is important, especially, for instance, if you have poor connection, if you are in a large shopping center, maybe in the basement, or maybe in a rural area, far away, there may be a bad connection. So we are also providing this functionality in the future that offline payments can be made and no internet connection necessary. What is also, to some extent, the order of the day is talking about self-checkout. You have certainly seen there's a number of pilots going on, and a lot of companies are trying to implement self-checkout solution in different ways. Imagine a situation where your customers are using their mobile phone to check in the shop, in the store, or in the shopping center, and check out again with our solution, and with a mobile payment solution that is supporting the free flow of the customer. So our solution may also support self-checkout in various ways. And if you're interested in that, let's have a discussion on this. And also, of course, to make the customer journey and the customer experience complete, we also integrate the payment receipt. So standard-wise, in our solution is implemented the confirmation of the payment that the consumer would see where he has shopped, what he has bought, and what he has paid. And this can be also supported and complemented by the data of the full payment receipt. Lastly, let me show you very briefly what else we are offering to merchants who are using the system. We are offering dashboards. So if you implement Horizon as your mobile payment system, you may also be in a position to analyze data about the payment behavior of your customers, of where transactions take place, how often. You can analyze them, and you have different criteria how to sort it. You have a heat map. Even if you're a large merchant retail chain with a number of shops, you can, at your convenience, you can analyze the data, see heat maps where the transactions take place and in what context and so on and so on. So this is very important to understand that we're also supporting it from analytical side. I'm coming to the end of my presentation, and just let me tell you, in the end, the vision of VIPASO is to provide a very convenient and affordable mobile payment solution to our customers. Customers may be, for instance, retail customers, banks, financial institutions, shopping malls, and whatever. And we also would like to contribute to financial inclusion. Why? Because we believe it is very important to engage more people in mobile payment and financial transactions for a better living. I'm at the end of my presentation. I would like to thank you for your attention. And also, I'm keen to taking your questions, and let's discuss further. And also, you may find in our presentation booth in our stalls, in the virtual ones, you may also find more information about Horizon and VIPASO and myself. And please feel free to get in touch with me. Thank you very much for your attention.